Hey everybody, I'm Bridget and I have a very special dollhouse I want to show you today. This is a dollhouse I built a few years ago during Halloween time and it's the Hocus Pocus theme. It is so cool. It's an old dollhouse I flipped. I don't have a lot of footage because this was 3 years ago, but I have just enough to show you so that you could be inspired and excited. And I'm thinking of doing a full version just for YouTube on all of the tips and tricks I use to do this house. You're gonna really love it. So watch, subscribe, and I'll show you more in the future videos, and let me know if you have any inspiration or ideas and I'll write it down on my list and hopefully you'll see it built really soon. So when I found this dollhouse, I think one of my friends gave it to me because they had had it in their garage forever, and I decided to start flipping it with the stucco, a really cool paint job, these twisty, twiny vines all over it made of clay, and then they're painted. Now there is a lot more to this, but I'll have to make another in-depth video for you. But this is some really cool footage I have from 3 years ago, and I did a lot of aging, a lot of watercolor acrylic type. We also have this really cool foliage that I glued on and these really cool dark purple little vines. Everything's looking so good, but let's go to the interior part now. We're gonna start with a door that I have customized to look like an old Hocus Pocus door. This house is not exactly like it, but it's pretty close. So I painted the inside dark red, and then here we have this really cool staircase that I aged. All of the flooring was aged before I stained it and glued it in. So here's a little bit of the current state of things with some electrical, a lot of flickering lights, really cool to look at. A custom cauldron that a friend of mine made. The floor underneath is glowing green, just like the real Hocus Pocus house, and a tiny sculpted book. This little table, I decorated it to look spooky, and I love this stained glass by my friend Barbara Sabia. So here's an outdoor look. We added some trees, and then we see all of the flickering lanterns and the pumpkin, and the cool basement with the green glowing light. I love that. Lots of bushes. So cool. Okay, let's go hide behind the trees. Smoke. You have to have, oh, look at the tombstone. That's the one from Hocus Pocus. Some really cool little, are they gargoyles? I think they were pens on the front of the house. Yeah, let's go inside and see a full tour. This is so cool. Oh, wow. Okay, so the cauldron my friend's A&R Miniatures made of. I made the little black cat. It's a real fake fur, not real fur. Let's see, we have the black flame candle. What else do we have? The bubbling cauldron. The smoke is basically just an incense, but I had it to the side. And let's see what else. A lot of candles. I love that little hanging sort of candle flickering, melting. The stained glass is so cool. That one with the crow was another one my friend Barbara Sabia made. She specializes in miniature stained glass. I can only do simple things like the diamond grid windows. Those are pretty easy. There's the black flame candle, that one right there. It's a little bit different than the other ones. I loved the stairs. They were aged, the wood was just made to look really old. We got the book. What else do we have? I still can't get over the glowing green underneath the floorboards. That is so cool. I think it's in the movie too, that's why I did it. But there's little, oh, this is so important. Binks has his own bedroom. You just open the underground little doorway, he has stairs, he can access under the house, and there's a little hidden Easter egg. It's the mirror from Snow White. And you can see here, we got Book. Book was sculpted out of Sculpey. Here's kind of a full tour, a little bit low res video. I think you remember a few years ago, someone had used the video to try to sell the house online, but that was not the case. I own the house. It was never available for sale, so you just gotta watch out for that. But it's kind of a far away look. It's so much nicer to see the full picture. And we see here the aged wood all in the ceiling, all around the walls. And this dollhouse was 2 stories, the inside. So I cut half of the floor out just so I could add that stair railing and kind of just some little nooks at the top. But I wanted it to be really open so you could just see, because sometimes these dollhouses are hard to see. You have to really just go down and peek and see because there's so many rooms and the floors can get into your eye line. So kind of cut it out, just leave enough so that it looks like the stairs go up to somewhere. and that looked cool. I think it looks great. It really shows everything, and you can just add a little couch or a nook upstairs. I just put a candle with a little table, and it looked perfectly fine. I loved it. So I'll just do this again in the next dollhouse, but I don't want to flip a huge dollhouse. It'll take me forever. Maybe something like this, one of the smaller ones. And then I can fit it in my house. These houses take up so much room. Sometimes you think, oh, I want the biggest house, and then you realize it might not even fit through your doorway, or you don't have a space or a table big enough. So this one was nice. It was about 1.5 feet tall, maybe 1.5 feet wide. So you could pretty much put it anywhere in your house and not think, oh, it's that big dollhouse. And I have a really big dollhouse I have to show you. That'll be another video, but it is so big that I could barely fit it in the car. So, and it came apart. So I'll show you that one after. It's like a Hogwarts castle. It's really big and cool. But anyways, so this video, we're almost done here. So here's a full view, a full tour. I think you'll really enjoy it, full screen. And anyways, let me know what your favorite part of the house is, and maybe what you really enjoyed that you want me to show you how to make, because a lot of these things I think everyone knows, but they don't. They'll tell me something like, I had no idea you could do this. So I'll just do little individual step-by-step videos, and I can also do one complete video that shows the whole entire house. Anyways, thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. I'm posting a lot of my DIY projects.
I also wanted to show you the front a little more detailed because these two interesting gargoyles were pens that I found at a gift shop, and the first thing I thought of was I could use these for a really cool haunted house. So before I was 3D printing, and this is a metal frame that I found and had saved forever. I knew it had a really great place, but as you can see, there's other little details that I missed in the beginning portion of the video, like the little graveyard, the binks, a more detailed view of the 3D printed tombstones, which have all of the writing, and the bottom edge of the house is completely awesome and sculpted. It looks like tree branch, tree roots that went all the way across and then filled with a lot of fake grass. Here's my favorite pumpkin by Pat Richmond. She makes the greatest miniatures. Another extra tombstone. You can see the leaded glass windows and all of the little details like the stained glass. My friend Barbara Sabia, she specializes in stained glass, and I just love her work so much, so I always buy something, and I had the perfect place for that stained glass. This is such a great tree because it's plastic, and I love that because if I walk by it and maybe I accidentally catch my shirt on it, what happens is it doesn't snap and break because it's made of plastic. And then I also have a few more details on the side here that are very interesting, like this 3D printed urn was actually a mess up piece, and instead of throwing it away, I aged it and made it look like it fell over and was part of this graveyard scene on the side. Here's the layers, the steps on the side of the house that are covered in tree branches, roots, a lot of greenery. The tree itself is also really cool because it's a air dry clay that's covering the plastic at the bottom to make it look thicker. And then as you go up, you can see the seam here where it turns into plastic and it's flexible. So it's a really cool house. It can last for many years. And we also have a little more of the grass on the tree so that it looks like a dead tree, but it also looks like moss is growing on some of the tree branches. Here's a few more of the print fails that are definitely not fails for this house. They look like really cool pieces that fell over and broke, perfect for a graveyard scene. Some of the little bushes are great. They came from the craft stores, and you can just add glue and a little bit of foliage over them.
I also have some other really cool dollhouses like the Addams Family. Let me know if you'd like to see a full tour of that one. I don't have much DIY footage on it, but I could always make a new house and show you how I did it. It should be a lot of fun.